Alrighty, so in this video we're going to be speaking about how to launch new ad creatives for meal prep businesses and how to launch it from beginning to end, like what's important, how to measure results, and how to get the most sales possible. So in today's example, we're going to be looking at a client. Their name is Epic Cuisine, and we'll go over maximum. So first and foremost, let's look at different campaigns and what their results have been, and let's see which ones worked and which ones didn't work. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 campaigns, spent $2,000 total. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to add other columns. So we want to customize columns over here, and we want to add the following other columns. So we want to add R.O.A.S. So we want to add total R.O.A.S. We want to add purchase values. So purchases value. We want to have CTR, so link click-through rate, this one, not the CTR all. We want to write link click-through rate, which is like somebody actually clicking on one of the links or the buttons. CTR all just means like any sort of click, which means they might like just be looking at the post. We don't want to look at that basically. The other metric that we want to look at other than that is unique cost per click, CPC. We can just look at cost per click, and then other than that we want to also look at CPM. And then once we have all of these in here, we want to save the column preset, and we can call it whatever. In this case we're going to call it Scale My Meal Prep SMMP. Click on save, and boom, we've got all of our metrics over here. So let's go over each metric and what's important. So results, those are the amount of purchases they have made. Cost per result, so cost per purchase, we can see bad campaigns getting purchases for $90, good campaigns $26.99. And how much we've spent, what the R.O.A.S is. So the R.O.A.S is basically how much we've spent multiplied by this number into how much they've made back. So if we spent 431 times that by 3.69, that's how much they made back, is about $1,600. We want our return on ad spend to be 2 or higher typically, so we want to be doubling our money on ad spend. The more the better, and as we can see, it averaged out 2.36. Now one must remember that the R.O.A.S only accounts for the customer's first time buying. Unless they come back through an ad again, it does not account for the customer's second, third, fourth, fifth purchase, which means it might just say $4,989, but in reality, that particular client has probably made more money than just that. So if we log into this client's store and we look at last 90 days, they probably made a little bit more than that. So let's go all the way. So they've made about $6,300, and it only accounts for $4,989. So the remaining came from clients coming back that they necessarily didn't see an ad. Okay, so now we look at all of these metrics, and the other metrics that we want to look at are click-through rate. So click-through rate is a really important metric. This basically tells us how good the ad is. This is the percentage of people that actually saw the ad versus how many of them actually clicked on it and then clicked on the link. So 1.75 means for every 100 people that saw the ad, 1.75 or nearly 2 people, clicked on the ad and went to the next page. That means whatever was said on the ad was good enough. 1.75 is a good click-through rate. Anything up below 0.5 is not good. Anything below 1, not great. 1 and above, good. 1.5 and up, really good. 2 and up, great. Okay, so those are good click-through rates. So if we get a really low click-through rate, that just means like the ad's not resonating with the audience. They don't care about it. And then finally CPM, that basically just tells us our costs, like how much does it cost, how much is Facebook billing us to show 1,000 people, like 1,000 impressions. That means it showed up 1,000 times on the Facebook or Instagram feed. $20 to $30 is healthy. Below 20 is fantastic. Above $40 you're at a high CPM. Usually a high CPM means that your audience is super narrow and like other people want to target that audience and it's just very competitive. Okay. Or Facebook doesn't like your ad. Facebook's trying to say, don't post your ad. We're charging you a lot of money because people don't want to interact with it. So click-through rate, how good is your ad? How many people actually resonate with it, click on it? And then obviously the most important metrics is money in and money out. Okay. So we can see, let's look at a good campaign and let's look at a bad campaign. So this is a good ad right here, right? So this one, oops, let's refresh this page. And let's go back to the campaign level. Okay. So campaigns are just folders. Each campaign has a folder. So if we click on this and then we go to the next level, so there's 3 layers within Facebook. Folder number 1 is just the campaign. And then once we highlight it, we go to the second layer. These are the ad sets. So this is who are we actually targeting. These are different audiences. Okay. And then let's say we pick another one. Let's say we pick this one. And then finally we go to the third layer. These are all the different ads within each audience. So these are the 4 ads that we're showing to the audience. And that Facebook is basically making the ad compete with each other. You'll notice that each ad is spending a different amount of money, 22, 15, 18, 5, because Facebook automatically can tell which ad's the best and it spends the most money on the ad that's the best. So this ad is clearly the best because it has an 11.95 ROAS and Facebook spent majority of the money that Facebook could have spent evenly, but they spent it on this. Let's look at this ad.
We can cater and help you on your health journey.
I used to struggle with eating healthy.
We can cater and help you on your health journey.
So the important part about the ad is different parts of the ad are more important than others. So the first 3 seconds of a video ad are by far the most important. That's when somebody decides if they want to continue watching it or not. The second most important is the headline over here, and then the third most important is actually the top copy, and then obviously the remaining the video. But it's in proportionate how important the first 3 seconds are. If I could stress this enough, I would say the first 3 seconds are like 100 times more important than the remainder of the video, because the remainder of the video really leans on people either making the decision to continue watching or not watching. But the other thing is the first 3 seconds are super important, but the first 3 seconds can't be like complete, like you can't just show a picture of the sun exploding in the beginning and then talk about meals, because even though somebody would stop scrolling to see something like the sun exploding, as soon as that's done, it wouldn't flow into talking about meals. So it needs to be extraordinary the first 3 seconds, but it also needs to be relevant, right? So another great thing would be like maybe you could just show a picture of a meal and you could just smash the meal. Like you literally just smash the meal, it explodes everywhere, and you're like, that's a bad meal. This is a low calorie meal, right? So something along those lines. I just made that up, but that's something that would garner a scroll stop. We call it a scroll stopper, and then the remaining of the video would tell them more about the product and services. Okay, so let's watch this.
We can cater and help you on your health journey.
I used to struggle with eating healthy, but Epic Cuisine made it effortless. Delicious, balanced meals that keep me feeling great without the hassle.
Got my grilled salmon and vegetables, moringa grilled chicken Cobb salad.
Epic Cuisine takes the guesswork out of eating clean. Fresh, prepped, and ready to enjoy.
Whatever your goal is, we would love to be your partner in choice.
Okay, cool. So this is a bunch of UGCs, which are user-generated creatives. The reason why we love UGCs so much is because people just don't like ads that look like ads. This garners more trust because it's just normal people in their kitchen telling about the meals. People are just more likely to actually watch this and then click through. Okay, and then obviously at the end, the offer is king. Why do we say the offer is king? Because no matter how bad the ad is, if we were giving away 10 meals for $1, you could literally put a black screen and say 10 meals $1 people would buy. The only reason they wouldn't buy is if it's too good to be like, they just don't believe you. At that point, you just need them to believe you. They would buy. So the offer is indeed king, and 15% off is good. 1 free meal is really good. 2 free meals is even better, etc. So the offer needs to be king, and then the scroll stopper is really the queen, perhaps. Or I would just put it right up there with the offer, because both of them are so important, and then obviously the rest of it is important as well. But you cannot, when you're designing ads, you cannot treat the whole ad the same way. There are parts that are more important than others, and if you get those parts wrong, the rest of it doesn't matter. As you can tell, I'm really stressing this because there's so many good ads out there that don't work just because the first 3 seconds are not good enough, or the ad's great but the offer sucks. Okay, so that's a good ad. Now let's look at a bad ad. So this got the least 0.59%. Actually, this one's a little bit lower, but it got a good ROAS. This one 0.82. So this one actually didn't work, right? So let's look at the ad level and let's see why it didn't work. So let's look at an ad that just completely flopped. It spent $5 here, and let's look at it. Chef prepared meals that go the extra mile. 1 free meal. There's a lot of reasons why this ad probably didn't work. It's not specific enough. Chef prepared meals that go the extra mile. What does that mean? What does it mean to go the extra mile? It means nothing. This is not a great ad. Chef prepared meals that go the extra mile. 1 free meal, good offer. See, that's not the reason it failed. That's still a good offer. Grilled salmon and saffron rice, 480 calories, blah, 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 blah. I mean, that's still not bad. It should have been bigger, right? And the picture over here, I'm not sure if this is real, and maybe AI. The picture's not a scroll stopping picture, right? Like, it doesn't make you, like, it's not out of this world scroll stopping. Like, we could put more animations or something over here to make it scroll stop. And then also putting all of your eggs in one basket, like one meal, it's always a little bit difficult. You want to put multiple meals. People usually click on an ad for one or 2 meals that they really like, or they're like, I really like that, or they want to find out more. Okay, which is where you tell them a little bit more about the meals. Another thing about the ad is the ad's job is not, you have to understand this. The ad's job is not to sell them on the meals. The ad's job is to sell people on the click. So we're just selling on why they should press this button to find out more. The landing page's job is to sell them on the actual products and services. So we're just like, hey, these are, I wouldn't say go the extra mile, obviously, but I would probably say low calorie meals with high protein, guaranteed to get X results, something like that. And then I'd put 1 meal, I'd put probably another meal, and I would see if I can swap out the photo for a better photo. By the way, Facebook and Instagram, they love faces, so you want to use faces, but you want to use faces with a smile on it, or like some sort of emotion. I mean, this isn't bad, but it's not fantastic either. Another great way, just like, when you're writing an email, you might want to like blur out one item, be like, see more on the landing page. You can similarly do that over here. You can put the menu over here and be like, oh, there's 2 more items or 3 more items on the landing page. See the menu here. Okay, and then you can kind of put the link there, and then people would want to click on it just to see the menu. Okay, so this isn't a great ad, but sometimes these ads can work as well. One of them actually did kind of work, got a purchase, and then this one got a purchase. Let's see what the difference here is. High performance meals, fuel your performance with crafted flavor meals, 1 free meal. So this is better. It's better copy. High performance meals still means more than meals that go the extra mile. This one made a purchase as well. Let's look at what this looks like. It's game day every day with up to 45 grams of protein, 1 free meal. With up to 45 grams of protein, that's good. For athletes, that's good as well. We're being very specific. But the thing is, when you say for athletes, you have to make sure that the landing page actually speaks about athletes. So I can almost guarantee if we click this over here, it's going to be a more generic landing page. So whenever you're writing an ad, you want to first look at the landing page, obviously, and be like, what does the landing page say? So this ad's no longer running, right? So we don't have that that up and running. But we have the 15% offer, right? So we look at this. What does it say? Diet-friendly, low-calorie meals for Houston, for JLA. Like, who is it trying to target, right? We want to read the landing page, and we want to get very, very, very specific with the copy on the actual ad. Okay. And then there's some other campaigns that worked or didn't work. Now, if I were to launch a new campaign, I would go ahead and look at the best ones and make a better version of it. You should, 80% of your work, guys, when you're looking to scale a meal prep business, should be doubling down on what's already working, and then the remaining 20% on trying new things. So we already know that this video is working, okay? We already know this. Now, how do we make this video better? We can do we basically could do a few things. We could find out, first and foremost, let's go to the ad set level. Let's look at all the ad sets that are working. Boom, 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 boom. And go to the ad level and then sort it by purchases. Okay, so we can see which one made the most sales, and it was this one.
We can cater and help you on your health journey.
I used to struggle with
Okay, so it's definitely that scroll stopper that's the best. Let's see if the click-through rate on those are higher than the others as well. So click-through rate 3.52, 2.13, 1.80, and then the next best one drops to 1.62. So we've got something going on here that is working.
We can cater and help you on your health journey.
I used to struggle with eating healthy, but Epic Cuisine made it effort.
Okay, boom. So how can we make
We can cater and help you on your health journey.
We can cater and we can help you on your health journey.
We can cater and help you on your health journey.
I used to struggle with eating.
We can cater and help you on your health journey.
I used to struggle with eating healthy, but Epic Cuisine made it effortless. Delicious, balanced meals that keep me feeling great without the hassle.
Got my grilled salmon and vegetables, moringa grilled chicken Cobb salad.
We can
Okay, so we might wanna keep the scroll stopper. It's good. I mean, we could try to replace the scroll stopper, but that's like too much risk. We already know this scroll stopper works. What we could say over here is we could just do post editing. So we could take this exact same video and on the right hand side over here, be like trusted by over 6,000 residents in Houston. We want to right off the get-go tell people that this is for Houston. It says Houston over here. We want to put it over here too. Over 13,000 meals or whatever the number are delivered in Houston. That will tell them right off the bat, we cater, it's in Houston, and we can help you get on your health journey. That's what
we can cater and help you on your health journey.
So we help you on your health journey. So it says we cater over 12,000 meals delivered in Houston. That creates a few things. Social proof. It tells people right off the bat that it's for people in Houston. So that's one thing that we'll make better about this video.
I used to.
And then it said, over here it said we basically help you on your health journey, right? So we could use stats like it says.
But Epic Cuisine made it effortless.
It made it effortless. Like if this person's actually somebody that got results from it, we could point at it and be like lost 5 pounds in 30 days. But if they didn't, we obviously don't want to say that. What we could do instead is we could get a graphic designer or a video editor. You guys can use Canva or whatever, but our team obviously has video editors. So what we're going to do is get the video editor to put a little circle emoji thing of some clients that have gotten results, and it would be like boop, lost 5 pounds. This is what they wrote: testimonial, testimonial, and testimonial. Those two things alone will make this video better, because remember, we want to focus on the scroll stopper. Okay, so now that we figured that out, we want to take the best. We want to go ahead and delegate that, right? And then what we want to do is we want to beat the returns that we're getting right now. So let's say we got those videos back. We'd come back in here. We'd go to the best campaign over here. And then we'd click on the best one here, which is at the 8.07 R.O.A.S, $11 per purchase, 77 spent, and $621 in return. So we want to duplicate this, and we want to duplicate into a new campaign. Okay, now it's saying duplicate with all this other stuff. We don't want to duplicate with all that other stuff yet, so we want to just duplicate original setup, and then we want to do new campaign. I'm just going to say testing sod. Okay, so duplicate new campaign. And then the same folder that I spoke about is here now. So this is the campaign. This is the ad set. We're not going to change anything about the ad set. This is how we target. The name doesn't matter, but as we can see, the target is, obviously we want to maximize the number of conversions, which is we want to maximize sales. We're looking for purchases. The daily budget's $5 a day. And then we're targeting 30 to 65 plus. We're doing all genders. And this is the detailed targeting. Okay, we're targeting people that are into this stuff, that are also into this stuff, and we want to make sure our audience is broad. Okay, you don't want to make your audience really tight. You want to make sure your audience has a lot of people in it, so Facebook can really target deeper if it needs to. Okay, and then obviously we want to make sure our location's right, which it is. It's this particular location's already been set up. So now that we go into the ad level, we've got ad 1, ad 2, ad 3, and ad 4. So what we would do over here is we would make sure that we delete the other ones. So we delete this one, we delete this one, we delete this one, remove media, and then we'd put the new videos. With each ad, we want to just have one thing that's different. Okay, some may have a different scroll stopper, some may have a different headline, some may have a different headlines, this one, and then some may have this part a little bit different. Okay, in this case, because we don't have a new video, the only thing that we can change is the actual copy, right? So healthy can be delicious, just ask Chef Jayla, it's time to treat yourself. The best, easiest way to change this is the headline. Okay, your box meal will be delivered to your door. Nah, I don't know if I love that. Just good food that fuels your day. Don't really love that. Houston families enjoy Chef Jayla's meals. Not bad. Houston approves Chef Jayla's meals. Not bad. Okay, now let's try something really, really strong. Okay, so let's look at the landing page. Let's make sure that we have the right avatar. Okay, so we've got low calorie meals, 320, 340. Let's take the average. Let's do one with just stats. Under 500 calorie. Under 500 calories, and then obviously we want to do it like that, sorry. Okay, we'll do one with like all of our stats. Under 500 calorie meals, high protein, no fluff, delivered in Houston. So let's try that one. And then we're going to do another one.
Every bite feels like a treat, but it's actually fuel for my day.
Epic Cuisine gives me nutritious, satisfying.
don't, your headline being short is not necessary. So we want to use some stats over here. Houston families enjoy Chef Jayla's meals. I still don't love that.
It is my passion to help fuel a healthier you.
I used to
It is my passion to help fuel a healthier you.
I used to struggle with eating healthy, but Epic Cuisine made it feeling.
The goal is we would love to be your partner in choice.
Epic Cuisine takes the guesswork out of eating clean.
So basically, Chef Jayla is your partner in you losing weight, and she is an actual gourmet chef. Okay, straight to the point. Get a gourmet chef to prepare and deliver low-calorie meals to your home in Houston. So those are 4 new headlines that we've launched. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold Shift on our computer and we're gonna select all of them. We're gonna click Publish. Okay. So now this is gonna create a new campaign with the better headlines. So that's how we make a better version of an ad that's already working. Now, if we wanted to do a brand new ad, we would just go off what we've learned from, competitors, or if obviously you're in our company, you have access to dozens, if not hundreds of other ad accounts where what's worked in the past. And we never, ever, ever want to just continuously try to reinvent the wheel. We want to double down on what works 80% of the time, and 20% of the time we want to be on the cutting edge trying new things. But you can squeeze a lot more about what's already working. You do not want to reinvent the wheel, and there's stuff that's proven to work. Okay, so now we've got a new campaign here that's called Testing Sod, and if we go to the ad set level, we've got one ad set here that's inactive, and then we've got the video ads that are processing. So now it's going to automatically launch in a second, and obviously we want to give it more of a chance. So we only have one ad set. We want to duplicate this, and we want to duplicate original setup, and this time we want to keep it in the existing campaign because we want to just give it more of a chance. We want to target other people. So we click duplicate here, and $5 a day, and we're just going to target something else. So we're just going to take out all of this and make it even broader. So we're going to keep crossing this out. Okay, perfect. So now we've only got the bottom ones, so it's not overlapping, because otherwise if we did a multiple match, it would also, it'd have to be both of them. So now it's just this. And we're just going to launch it. We're just going to do Houston Mix. The title doesn't matter, but it's important for us to know. And we're going to click on Publish. So we've got 2 new ad sets that are now running for this particular campaign. Okay. It hasn't launched yet, and then we're going to come back and check in a day or two, and we're going to see if it's working. Now, the other thing is, once it is working, we want to be able to optimize it. So what we do is we come in here and we look at the highest cost per purchase, like 36, we might want to turn that off. 38, we might want to turn that off. The rule of thumb is anything below 2 needs to be turned off. Anything above 2 you really should look at and be like, should I turn it off? Right now they're all performing well, so we're going to leave them. You do not want to touch an ad set or a campaign that's working. You never ever want to touch it because you might screw it up. So you let it continue to run. But this is how you test new ads. You see what's working, you make what's working even better, and you keep squeezing it until it's done. And then finally you also test brand new concepts. But the rule of thumb is always the same. You can't treat all parts of an ad the same. There's parts that are more important than others, such as the scroll stopper, the headline, and the offer. Those are the most important. The other thing you want to remember is your landing page and the ad needs to say the same thing. So if it talks about athletes, especially if it talks about athletes in the scroll stopper or in the headline, it should once again speak about that on the landing page, because once people are sold on something, like if it's about athletes, they just need to be reinforced multiple times so they know for sure that this is the right thing for them. If you try to tell them, hey, it's for athletes, but it's also for old people and it's also for kids, it just dilutes your specific messaging in the first place, and they're like, this doesn't seem like it's just for athletes. If it is just for athletes, it should, and your messaging should turn off the elderly, and it should turn off kids' meals. It should just be for athletes. The more specific your messaging, the better your ad will work. And the more broader it is, the worse it will work. So you want your messaging, your copy, and your ad to be very specific. But when you're actually targeting, right, and when you're actually telling Facebook, hey, I want to do this radius, and these are the sort of people you want to go broad, because Facebook will already match you with the right people. Facebook's algorithm can tell based on what you've written and which sort of people are spending more time on the ad, which sort of people it needs to show the ad to. Let Facebook and Instagram do that for you. You should just focus on making the best freaking ad possible and making sure that the landing page says the same thing, and people will buy. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions. You can leave them down below.